Hey guys, welcome back to Bob's Fan TV, and today we're doing the halfway season review. Just sort of going over how the season's been so far. Obviously, we all know it's not been great, but look, we're going to go into it in a bit more detail here and just sort of look into why it's gone the way it has and what's gone wrong and all the problems that we have at the moment. And yeah, obviously, look, going into the season we weren't feeling too optimistic, I would say. Obviously, we were off the back of a defeat in the cup final. Um, the season ended in a bit of a sour way because obviously, Europe was probably in our hands for the last sort of couple of months of the season. Then we threw it away with two straight defeats against Pats and Dundalk, and obviously then we lost the cup final, and then the fans aren't happy at this stage, and it was a pretty rough off season. We lost off a lobby. Um, you know, the signings we made weren't too convincing, really. A lot of the lads came in from abroad, and obviously some of them have since been moved on. Obviously, we got the news yesterday that the Lander and Stan Rowenkart have been released. They came in, and along with people like with signings like Miller and obviously Straska's done quite well, but a lot of unproven players came in the door, and then went into it knowing that key experienced players like Bucko were injured, and we obviously brought Cornwall back, and we all thought, okay, that's a bit of experience back to the defence, but obviously he did his ACL in the first game against Sligo, and he's going to be out until probably the start of next season. So, and then obviously we made a late flurry of signings with the likes of Kate, Mills, Madison, Isamala. We brought Brian McManus in as well from Shells. Obviously Rooney. We brought in a couple of players that know the league well, but a lot of the other lads came in not knowing the league. Not well, some of them I think have done quite well. Mills and Kate have made an okay impact. Madison since gone back to Bolton, but he made a good impact. But lads like Leland are just, let's face it, weren't good enough. Same with Roaring Court. The jury's still out on Miller. He's only really starting to come into it now, and I think that's one of the main frustrations. Boy, that a lot of the business took a while to do. We probably could have been a bit quicker in terms of our business going into the season. But look, it was hard. Because we didn't have much pull in the league anyway. A lot of our players probably wanted to move elsewhere in the league. Because we missed out on Europe, and we probably couldn't offer the same sort of contracts that maybe other clubs were offering. So we missed out on a few, but we had to look abroad, and it was difficult. But look, we got some in the door. A lot of them didn't work out. Some of them, like I said, have been shipped back already. So that was probably one of that was a major sort of frustration going into the season, that a lot of the signings were improving, and we're going into the season with a bit of uncertainty. Devine's future was still hanging in the balance as well. A lot of people were calling for him to go after the cup final, but obviously the club stuck with him until the start of the season and gave him the benefit of the doubt. And look, it didn't end well for him, but we'll go into it now anyway. Over the day of the season, we get Sligo at home. You're thinking, okay, look, it's an okay start. It's a good chance to get 3 points, and obviously the game ended in a 2-2 draw in a game that, let's face it, we were great in. So we were probably lucky to come out with a point. We got a late equaliser from James Clark, and that kind of set the tone, didn't it? It was a a decent result considering how we played in the game, because we probably should have lost. But people were coming out of it, with a lot of fans like myself are saying, God, we were very, very lucky to get something there, and hopefully, that doesn't set the tone for what's to come now in these next few games, and hopefully that's just, a one-off performance, and we'll see something better, from them. But then obviously we go into the game against Pats in Richmond Park, second game of the season, a 1-0 win. You're starting to think, okay, yeah, maybe that was just a bad day. The Sligo game maybe will kick on now. I remember the Pats game was a bit of a smash and grab at times, but look, we played quite well defensively. We didn't really give much away. We were very solid. Obviously, we got a penalty near the end, and Flores took it away. And you're thinking, yeah, look, it was a good, gutsy win, and hope we can kick on from there. But it was anything but that, really. We followed that up with two straight defeats against Drogheda Shields. The Drogheda game, I remember, it was Monday night. We were obviously banned from that game after the incident with the flare at Richmond Park, and we were sort of going into it. Yeah, look, if we're off the back of a good win against Pats, get the job done here, make it 2 on the bounce. But it was a very bad game, a very bad performance. We lost 2-1, and I think that was the game that really made people think, yeah, the Vine has to go here. He has no plan. We just look very disorganised. We aren't doing much going forward. We're not, troubling oppositions. We're just not doing any of that. We're seeing soft goals as well, and I think that was the game that made a lot of people, who were sort of trying to give Devine the benefit of the doubt, think, yeah, look, he's not the man for the job. But he stayed in charge with the Shells game. We lost 2-0, and that was the end of it. He was sacked after that. Um, and yeah, look, again, more questions were asked after that. Why was he allowed to take charge of the first 5 games of the season? When we knew that he was on borrowed time, really, after the cup final. A lot of fans sort of gave up after that. And yeah, you couldn't really blame them. Let's be honest. But look, it was another really kind of strange decision. But look, he took charge of the first 5 games. He only got one win out of them, and yeah, that was it really. That was the end of the Vine, and then obviously you hear the names getting linked. Reynolds was linked from the start really, and then obviously Stephen Kenny's name was thrown about quite a lot. A lot of people even said that was going to happen. A few people said it, but I never really believed it personally. I just thought, with the squad we've got in the position we're in right now, will he take it? He obviously didn't in the end, and obviously Reynolds took the job up. Derek Pender took charge of the Derry game then, and we managed to pull out a good win out of the bag, a 2-1 win in a game that we fought very hard in, and we got a very hard fought 3 points, and that sort of gave us a little bit of confidence, I suppose. After a pretty rough start of the season, in the first sort of 4 or 5 games, when we were underperforming, and obviously Devine was sacked, and Pender came in and instilled a bit of fight back into the team, and we got a bit of much needed win against a good Derry team, and that sort of set the tone for Reynolds to come in then and try and improve the team, and work with them. Obviously, his first game didn't go to plan. It was a 3-1 defeat against Shamrock Rovers in Tala, in a game where in the first half I thought we played quite well. We were quite organised. You could see that there was what was the sort of coming from Reynolds, and the fact that he has a plan in place, to be sort of playing with a back three with wing backs, and we were trying to get with the pitch and cause a bit of some problems. I mean, we were doing that in the first half, but the second half we fell apart, and yeah, it was pretty poor. But look, you sort of walked out thinking, yeah, not great, but look, it's only his first game. We need to give him a bit of time to implement his ideas and work with the team and improve them. And look, fair play to Reynolds, he got us. He really improved things after that. When you look at it, we got a 2-0 win against Galway after that game, and I remember that was probably the more sort of standout performance of the season. Really, we were very organised in both departments. Very good going forward. Yeah, we get 2 goals from set pieces, but look, the overall performance was very good, and we were very happy coming out of it, and we were thinking, yeah, look, give Reynolds time now to build with the team, and we'll only get better. And then we had a little bit of a setback against Waterford. We lost 1-0 in a frustrating game. Let's be honest, Waterford get a goal in the first half. We don't really do much from that point on, really. We had a lot of the ball, but we couldn't really do much with it. Waterford defended very well for the rest of the game. You're thinking, okay, look, you kind of knew this would happen. It'll be inconsistent at the start, but hopefully we'll see a bit more consistency from the team, and when Reynolds has a bit more time with the team. And look, fair play to them after that. We really got things going. We got 3 wins on the trot. Then after that, a big win against Shells in Talcott Park, a 2-1 win in a game that we played very well in, and we looked very good in every department. And we were all very happy coming out of that game, because obviously we were going into it thinking, yeah, we haven't really got much of a chance here. Shells are playing very well. They hadn't lost the game at that point, and they were flying, and you're thinking, oh God, if we go to Talca here and lose, it's not going to be great. But fair play, we really pulled the result out of the bag there. We got 2 goals in quick succession, and then. Other than that little moment where Shales got their penalty, and we were a bit flappy after that. We controlled the game pretty well, and we got a much needed win in a big game. And then obviously after that we followed it up with 2-1 wins against Dundalk and Drogheda in games where, yeah, look, they weren't fantastic performances. We battled very hard, and I think that was something that we raised at the time that Reynolds has come in and really sort of you know it made the team a bit more, combative, made us a bit more harder to be, made us, work much harder, made the players work a lot harder, and that was something that we gave him massive credit for. And look, we still do, I suppose. That was very hard for him to come into an environment that was pretty negative and a team that he didn't know, and get those results in the first there, three wins on the Spain, and pushed up the table. I think we went second. I think after those three games, obviously, God, how that's changed. After that, things started to go a bit wobbly. We played Dundalk in Oriel Park, and we lost 2-0 in a game that was pretty poor. I remember that we were pretty dire in that game. We didn't really do anything. In an attacking sense, we could say that they scored two good goals, but other than that, they didn't do a whole lot either. It was a pretty drab game, but look, it was a poor performance from our part, and it was disappointing that after three wins on the Spain, we came out and produced that. Then after that, we drew 1-1 with Rovers in the derby in a game where, yeah, we obviously took the lead, and then they got the goal not long after. But I think it was a pretty hard fought point. It was a pretty decent result. We could see once again the kind of gutsy side to the team that Reynolds has brought in, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, look, it was a bit disappointing that we didn't hang on for the win, and maybe could have offered more of ourselves going forward. But yeah, still some encouraging signs to take from it. Then yeah. We followed up with two straight defeats, 1-0 led defeats against Galway and Derry. I remember the Galway game being pretty poor. They get a goal, and although it was a scrappy enough goal, we was a poor defender from our point of view, and again, that's when the questions really started to come about. We aren't doing enough going forward, and we're still asking those questions now, really. But I think that was the sort of time where we really started to ask questions. What can Reynolds do with this team to help us, improve in an attacking sense? Can we be a bit more, expansive? Can we, try and get the ball forward a bit more, try and create a few more chances? But yeah, then obviously the Derry game, that Derry game, I remember, I thought the performance was okay. I thought we set up well at parts. I think the first half, I remember we had a couple of good chances that we probably should have done a bit better with. Akintunde hit the post with a header, and he missed a good chance not long after that as well. And we could see it late on, and you're thinking, yeah, okay, look, it's a bit unlucky, but we could still do a bit better. Um, then after that, we went to Sligo and won 3-0 in a great game and a great performance where we controlled it. Sligo were pretty poor, but look, we controlled the game very well. We got three good goals, and we all came out of it feeling pretty happy and feeling like maybe it's just the start of us turning the corner a bit now. We obviously went through a bit of a rocky patch, like I said. We went 5 games without a win, and then obviously we got a 3-0 win in a very good game and a very good performance, and you're sort of coming out of it thinking, yeah, very happy, but look, we need to start building now, get a bit of consistency going. But that was our last win. But since then we drew 2-2 with Pats in a game that was a bit, end to end, a bit, scrappy in parts. But look, we got the equaliser late on, of course, and we gave two poor goals away. But look, it was a good point in the end, I guess, because if we lost that, we went in a bit of bother. But Danny Grant came up at the end with the header, and we managed to salvage a point near at the death. And yeah, then obviously we suffered two straight defeats. The Waterford 2-1 in the RSC, a poor game. Let's be honest, we could see it early on. We built into the game. Rooney scores a great free kick, and um, after that we started to play a bit of football. We started to look a bit better, but then second half we went into our shells a bit. We kind of tried to sit back a bit. I think we were trying to kind of maybe play for a draw. I don't know, but then obviously Armand got the goal with about 20 odd minutes to go, and they won the game. And then obviously our most recent game was a 2-1 defeat against Derry, where we could see that at right to death. And yeah, that was another pretty uninspiring performance. Another game where we didn't offer enough of ourselves going forward, and again just conceded really soft goals. But look, that's all the games so far, and in conclusion, really, regarding this sort of campaign so far, and the recent sort of performances, and looking back at the other games at the start of the season, the biggest the big issue is consistency. Really, as you can see, we never really found a really strong run of form other than those three straight wins we got back in April. Um, we haven't found any sort of consistent rhythm of results. It's been very up and down, but lately it's been more down really. Just one win in it's just 1 minute and what, 1 minute and eight, isn't it? So it's just not good enough really. It's just been a very poor season. We find ourselves eighth in the league, and we only have ourselves to blame for that because we just haven't found the consistency. Look, you can blame a lot of people for it. You can blame Devine 100%. The recruitment from him in Finland just didn't work in the off season. A few players I think have done okay. I think Rooney's probably been our best signing, closely followed by Shirazga. I think they're probably in competition really for our best signing. I think Mills has had his moments where he's looked a bit dodgy, but I think overall he's done okay. Cade is the same really. But other than that, Madison, I suppose, he made a bit of an impact. But other than that, Miller, we haven't seen enough of him really to really, make a proper judgment on him. He's been playing out of position. He's been playing at right back when he's more of a number 10. Lelander at Roincourt didn't work. It looked like Lelander Roincourt got his goal against Sligo there, and he had his little moment. But other than that, he didn't really do anything. Lelander, the very same. He didn't make an impact. Some of the other lads as well. Piszczek, yeah, obviously scored in the Dublin Derby, of course, that's great, but hasn't made much of an impact really. And you're just thinking, God, where do we find these players? What were Devine and Fenley doing in the off season? It's more Fenley really. I think he's probably you know, agents and stuff like that. I think he's obviously been in touch with a few of them. He probably has some connections where he's obviously sold these players. An agent probably got on to him and said, "Yeah, these are great players. They'll improve you," and they haven't. And being Finland, falls for it and brings them in, and yeah, they haven't done well. And obviously, a couple of them have been sent back, and yeah, that's that really. They haven't made an impact, and it comes down to recruitment really. I think a few bad transfer windows like we've had over the last couple of seasons can really set you back a few years, and that's what's happened really. We're nowhere near it. We're nowhere near challenging for Europe. We're finding ourselves only 5 points above the relegation places. We're only 5 points above that playoff spot, and we really need to get our act together quick. And I think obviously you can blame Reynolds a bit, I suppose. Maybe could he try and maybe branch out a bit? Could he try and maybe find another way to get something out of this team? Can he try and play a bit more football? Obviously, the summer transfer will be huge, of course. We've already made a good start by bringing Ross Tierney back. Let's see what else we can do. We know what's needed. We know that we probably need a striker. Look, fair play to Akintunde. He's been our top goal scorer and he's done relatively well, but it can't be all pinned on him. We can't all rely on him for the goals. Let's be honest. He's a fine player, I suppose. He'll do well for you if you stick him up front. He'll work hard, but I think it's the goals that he probably lacks. So that's probably something that we'll need to look at. They're looking at the defence now. Obviously, Lalander's gone, Mattison's gone, so yeah, a right back's going to be needed. Bart as well, he's gone, so yeah, we're currently without a right back, so that's a position we need to address. The defence as well, obviously Cornwall. We only have Mills and Kate. They're really that can sort of Flores can fill in there. Kane Byrne as well. We haven't seen much of. He can do it. He can obviously play there as well. So maybe we could do with another body in there. Obviously Carroll can do a shift there as well. So yeah, I think we could probably maybe do another body in midfield as well. We could do bodies everywhere. Let's be honest. Now the teams. That's the reason why we're eighth place, and that's because we haven't been good enough. And the more bodies, the better. The more players that we can bring in to improve this team. That's the only way we're going to get better. So yeah. Yeah, a lot of things that have gone on this season, a lot of plenty of factors to it that have led to us underperforming this season big time. We mentioned them, the recruitment, obviously letting Devine stay on for the first 4 games, which was a big mistake. Let's have it. Bringing Reynolds in, who hasn't worked with, he hasn't signed any of the players, and he's given an unknown team. He's walked into a bit of a shit show, and we're sort of relying on him to fix things, and we can't all be on him. We have to give him a bit of time, and hopefully, look, this July window can just make or break really for us this season. It's going to decide whether we can salvage something from this season, or sort of sink or swim sort of scenario. Really, let's be honest. So let's hope Reynolds can pull it out of the bag, and dare I say, Fenlon. Let's hope they can pull it out of the bag and bring a few players into the team that can improve us. But yeah, so far, halfway point, very, very little positivity to report on. We currently sit eighth in the table. We're in danger of being sucked into a relegation battle. Some might say we're already in a relegation battle, and I wouldn't doubt them for a second. To be fair, it's been poor, but look, you just got to sort of see this season out. It's pretty obvious that we're probably not going to get into Europe. I'm still pretty confident that we won't be sucked into relegation battle. Look, that might come back to bite me in the arse, but I'm pretty confident that we won't be. We just need to try and maybe get a few players in the door and hope we kick on in the second half of the season and try and end the season on a positive note. But look, the way things are going, can we be sure of that? I don't know. But look, we just have to hope and pray. So yeah, that's the halfway point sort of season review. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you have your say? What do you think has led to it? Was just underperforming so far this season, really? Yeah, let us know in the comments. And I will see you for the preview for the Pats game this week. So see you then. Bye.